Well, hello, soul gardeners. Welcome back. You know what this is? This is the first Scorpio Feng Shui transit. And it's going to be aptly called the sex issue. So this ain't your grandpa's shui. So if this is inappropriate for office, you may want to unplug and open up your laptop when you get home. So because we're talking about sex, we're not just talking about love, not just talking about harmony, we're talking about sex. We're talking down and dirty. So as we talk about the five senses, we really want to activate each of them. We really want to activate the sensual nature of your own body, the sensual nature of your space, make it come alive so that the two are just interacting with each other in a way that just makes you feel ready to receive whatever you're intending. And we're not just talking about the upper chakras here, we're talking about playing a few bass notes. So if you want to have an environment that lends itself to sex, sacred sex, spiritual sex, hot and heavy sex, take your poison. You want to make sure that the things you're looking at are really turning you on. You want to make sure that whatever paintings, that they have passion colors. You want to make sure that the images, that goes beyond pairs of things. Maybe you see just a shoulder. Maybe you see a pair of lips. Maybe you see a belly button. It doesn't have to be raunchy. A lot of it is in the mystery and in the reveal. But if you look around at the artwork that you have up, it's possible that a few things may need to go. I know for me that I would hate to start taking my clothes off and get things going and look up and see grandma looking down at me, disapprovingly or otherwise. I think that might make people a little bit nervous. So think about the artwork that you have up. The only eyeballs that should be in there are the eyeballs looking back at you that you want to ravish, that you want to spend some time with. So think about that when you're looking at your bedroom space. The next thing we want to talk about is touch. So you can feng shui anything, right? You can feng shui your home, you can feng shui your bedding, you can feng shui yourself. So make sure that the materials that you're wearing out on top or underneath, make sure those materials are materials that you like to feel against your skin. Make sure that it's silky or bamboo or sheer. It has some kind of tactile fabric that isn't starchy, that isn't rough, that isn't, well, I mean, unless you're into that, totally fine. But just think about the kind of material that you want to feel under your toes, gripping on your body as you get up and get out of bed. So make sure that the textures are really, really palpable and that you can experience it, even before you open your eyes, especially with your eyes closed. The third one that I want to talk about is the sense of smell. So guys, you may know what I'm talking about. If you come back home and there's something left over growing in your environment, it's less likely she's going to come back. That's just the bottom line. I mean, it could be for ladies too. You know, make sure that the smells aren't burnt hair from this morning's getting ready for work. Make sure that you're not having some kind of mold or fungus that's growing underneath something. You know, make sure that the air isn't stale or smoky if you're not into that. Make sure that you have some aromatherapy. So this would be an excellent time to dial up Sadika, our renegade aromatherapist, and find out what exactly would activate some of these lower petal chakras. Not just putting it on your skin, which would be a great thing, but also maybe there's a way to put it into an oil infuser and have it illuminate your space with a little aromatic deliciousness. The other person you may want to contact is Marianne. If you go on Soul Garden Elite and you contact some of these fabulous practitioners, not only can she do some amazing healing work remotely, but she can do some breath work with you that'll help blow through any blockages that you have. And it's pretty powerful stuff. So you may also want to bring in fresh flowers. You can eat them. You can rub them along someone's skin. You can just smell them. You can make them something that you look at. But having a little dish full of flower petals, it's a very, very sensual thing. If you want to think about it, this is the balance, right, between divine masculine and divine feminine. I mean, a flower bud opening, what's more divine feminine than that? So if you decide to get a Shiva lingam to balance the divine masculine, that's absolutely fine. They're these stones that contain the balance of both poles and both genders. So sound is also important, right? So I have a question that I'd like to pose to you now. What, in your estimation, are the top 3 sexiest songs that you've ever heard? Check out your iPod, take a listen. Now, you can't get it wrong, and you can change your list. Now, for me, I'm just going to give you this week's top 3. I mean, it's a rough choice. I mean, top 3, I mean, anything Marvin Gaye would be phenomenal. The whole Stealing Beauty soundtrack is really, really sultry, really sexy. But for me, I think the top 3 this week is Cream by Prince. Number 2, Feel in Love by Paula Cole. And number 3, Closer by 9 Inch Nails. So look them up, take a listen, see what they do for you. I know what they do for me. The last thing we're talking about is taste. Now, it doesn't mean you need to wear edible underwear, but if that's your thing, by all means, go for it. But why not bring in a bowl of something, or a tube of something, or a jar of something? Why not bring in a bowl of cherries? I mean, who doesn't want to look at a pair of lips biting into a fresh, luscious, ripe cherry? Or some Kama Sutra love powder that you can sprinkle on someone's skin. Some honey. How about a fresh peach? Or a fresh berry, a fresh strawberry and cream? Maybe lastly, you want some chocolate. It could be a bar of chocolate. It could be melted chocolate. It doesn't really matter. Chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. So I want you to think about that this week. We are entering Scorpio. In fact, we've already arrived. So please write in with your questions. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Namaste. So